Water temperature is still warmer than the air temp this morning anyway. It's in the mid 50s right now, mid to high 50s. Can you see the fog coming off the water? Someone needs to paint over that. Come on, dogs. Yeah, let's get out of that. That sun is almost up over the trees. About another 15 minutes. It'll be up hanging high just above them. Okay, you two, it's time to think about other things. Today is my second full day in this tiny home on the lake. Last night was my second night sleeping here. I actually slept really good. The goal is to just keep developing that routine, normal stuff. There are things up in the air. There are questions that are unanswered. I have not signed a lease yet. Yeah, so there are questions and things are iffy all of a sudden. Whereas in the beginning, when I procured this and gave money, it seemed solid, but then the ground got unstable. But I think it's going to work itself out. I think it's all going to be good. Normal stuff, routine, wake up, tea, feed cats, get the dogs out, think about other things like fishing. But of course, I came here earlier than planned. I was planning on coming here in late October when I would have substantial finances to turn utilities on. But because I don't have a vehicle and, I'm limited to my e-bike, which has worked out fine. And in the future, I will be able to get a vehicle, get my license, my driver's license here in Texas a lot easier and faster, a lot cheaper actually than Louisiana. And this is just quiet and chill in a great location. I mean, I'm on a good lake. I got lots of other things around here within a bike's ride to fish, not just this lake. And then I have a good friend that owns and runs 2 businesses here on the lake, Last Cast Bait and Tackle and Kai's Custom Jigs. So I feel like I'm in good hands, just as long as I can get that lease signed and keep my routine. But when you're living without power, there's no water too, but I've got those sources around here, right? So I'm good. But when you're living without power, not everybody does this, but a lot of us do. We tend to go to sleep soon after the sun goes down, not too long after, because you're just wasting energy trying to run lights deep into the night. And then we wake up with the sunrise or right before it, and that's what's up. So I've got my morning stuff done that I have to do every morning. Now it's time to think about my stomach and what comes first, the water or the stomach? Do I go catch breakfast or do I make some oatmeal and an apple and then catch lunch? I think it's the later. Oatmeal, apple, catch lunch. We'll see. I need to need to acclimate. I need to fish. As you see, I have 2 options in this tiny home for sleeping in lofts. I've got the front loft, which you got to crawl. You literally need to crawl to get over there, and you don't have that much space. But I'm using that as storage. And then I have this loft, which is really big. You can't stand up in any of these, obviously. There's a bed already up there, but that is more of a winter loft, and it's still getting into the 80s during the day, and slowly through the night it drops into the 50s. But in the next several days, it's going to stay in the low to mid 60s at night. So just like you're living in a tiny Japanese apartment in Tokyo, or a small one in New York or anywhere, I'm sleeping on the floor. It saves space, and then when I get up in the morning, I roll the bed up. Yeah, it's working fine. I've been sleeping on the floor for a while anyway. So I spent all day yesterday doing stuff. I got the kitchen unpacked and organized. Here's a lot of my food. More of my food. Some carp bait up there. One of the things I like about this, you're always reminded you're in Texas. Everything's got a star on it because we're in the Lone Star State. Various dishes over here, cooking stuff. More over here. Backup stove. Some food sitting on the counter. I got some apples, oranges, onions, green bell pepper, a little bit of white bread left. And over here, look at this. Look at this one. Look at that. So those are from the trees that I was growing in the yard in Belle Chase. I cut them down. Ray was with me, and we discovered that those are in fact plantains. When you go and you grab some shoots somewhere from just the side of the road, some pups, I mean, you never know. Unless there's someone there to tell you that does know. You never know if you got bananas or plantains. Maybe there's a way to know, but I don't know that way to know. All I know is to grow them and see what they are, what they turn out to be. So, you can boil, fry, all kinds of ways, but when you fry them, it's kind of think like potato. Maybe a little starcher, a little hot sauce, a little ketchup. Awesome. And other things like other ways to cook them. But yeah, I'm going to be eating plantains soon. And over here, this is gagutsa. Look at that. I got quite a bit. But this really big one, I'm not going to be eating. I can't really eat that. Hear how hard that's gone? That's the one I brought for seed. That one has matured. It's gone to seed. But this smaller one I'm going to eat later for lunch. I'd already cut some off of it. And I got this one I can eat. And this big one. This big one got to be cooked down though. Look at this. So I've got stuff in the cabinets underneath that counter. I've got my tackle drawers over here and one up there. I've got my old reel-to-reel, a backup power station. Utilizing everything. See these cabinets here? Don't have dishes in there. I've got everything from pants, shorts, shirts to underwear and socks. More tackle over here. Other things I use for the other channel. The closet. The rods that I'm using. The rods that I will be using the most right now. I happen to have a lot of fishing gear, and I didn't want it all down here because it's not all going to be used right away, right? Some of it will be a while before I use it again. So it's up in the summer loft where I'm just not going to be. Like, imagine I'm an older man, right? I'm in my 50s. Before I ever fall asleep, I get up out of bed a few times to pee. You gonna crawl along there every time, or are you gonna sleep with a bottle? Do you really want to sleep with the bottle? Fill the bottle up? I mean, it's Sometimes you do, and you just don't speak of it, right? We're gonna do cheap quick oats with a little bit of flaxseed meal. Well, that's the normal morning stuff done, and I gotta move on because lunch stuff is coming. Gotta get something. Yeah, you're right. Thanks for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, being a member of the channel. And yeah, you're right. I'll see y'all next time.